Hello Mouses! It's been a while since I did a video because I've been quite ill, but since it's the Transgender Day of Remembrance and it's the 15th anniversary of them, I thought it was a good idea to do today's video on Transgender Day of Remembrance. So what I've done is I've written a short essay/speech, and I'm not going to pretend today that there's not an auto cue. I'm going to read off this because I don't think it's right to pretend there's no auto cue here. I'm just going to read. When my cousin first heard of the Transgender Day of Remembrance earlier this year, she asked me why the trans community is so focused on death. It's not a question I was prepared for, but I gave it a lot of thought, and I realised that as a community, there is one thing that we all have in common. Whether you're black or white, rich or poor, young or old, the thug in the street will not care. They want to attack us. They want to kill us because we're trans. And we've all got that. We've all experienced hate of one kind or another. Maybe we're the lucky ones, and the hate was not directed at us. This time, at least. Maybe it was directed at a friend. Maybe this time it was verbal abuse rather than physical. Maybe it was from a distance. A text message, an email, a rejection letter after a job application. Or an eviction notice from a landlord. The possibilities are endless. But whatever it was, we've all been there. We know hate when we see it. It's an experience that we all share, even if we really wish we didn't. There's an old lie that sticks and stones will break our bones, but names never hurt us, and we all know that it's a lie. Names hurt just as much. Broken bones heal, but the damage done by words does not. It builds up and builds up until we reach our breaking point. Some of the names that are read out today at the many remembrance ceremonies going on around the world will be those of people who reached their breaking point. They are the names of people who endured so much hate that they simply could not take any more, and they decided death was preferable to enduring more punishment. There's still a lot of work to be done before transphobia is wiped out. We have seen big steps forward in the last few years, but here in Europe there are still 24 countries that require trans people to be sterilised before they can even receive gender recognition in law. And there are still 10 countries in Europe that don't recognise a trans person's gender in law at all. It's just not possible. If the nations of Europe can't recognise our basic rights, how can we expect the average person in the street to recognise them? How can we expect greater public acceptance of trans people and their rights when members of the LGBT community hold conferences that attack our right to exist? This has to change, and it will change. But until it does change, we can't expect the number of names we must add to our lists of the dead to fall. So I'll say this to my cousin, and to anyone else who asks, that today is not about a fixation on death. It is about remembering those who did not make it through another year, either because they could not endure more of society's callous hatred toward us, or because someone else stole their life from them. The media will not mark their passing. In many cases, their families have long since washed their hands of them. But we will remember them. We will honour their memories and the memories of the thousands of other transgender people who can no longer be with us. And we hope that next year there will be fewer names to add to the list. We hope this because we know the day when we can hope there will be no more names is still a long way away. Thank you.